quite dangerous. Something got to give, man. Listen, you could tell a society by the way they treat the disabled and seniors
And children,
and children.
like me.
You're not a child. You could tell a society the way a society is supposed to be. And the treatment for the disabled and seniors is deplorable.
YouTube Live.
Okay? YouTube Live?
Yep.
So for them and those who are listening to us on TuneIn or on the radio, we are now live on YouTube. Hopefully you could hear us. So, yeah. The way how we're being treated is deplorable. You know, we had a raise in fare for the paratransit. Well, both for the paratransit and the fixed route service. $2 is now the cost for the fixed route. And the paratransit have leaped from $2 to $4.
So what are they trying to say?
Huh?
Blind people got plenty of money, I need to lean on you?
I don't know what they're trying to say. But the federal guidelines say it can't be more than one more than the price for the fixed route. So they didn't even have to raise the paratransit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They didn't have to raise it. They could have been, everything could have been $2.
So you're saying that they're in violation of what's provided for in the legislation?
It's a federal guideline, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Are you saying
So
that they're in violation?
they're not in violation, but to raise the fare 100%, you're solving, keep in mind, you're solving a population that is on a fixed income and in some cases have no income. They're on welfare, you know, and stuff like that. So they're already behind the 8 ball. Okay? So when you do something like that now, you create undue hardship on the population in which you intend to serve. Okay? And that's unconscionable. So I want to know if our chief executive really understand or know what exactly is going on. So he's gonna get an email from me stating all of this because it's really reaching to my boiling point. You know, I don't know who else it bothers because, like I say, my people have vexed me because when they're supposed to stand up for something, they don't stand up. They just sit down and take it. Or lay down and take it.
Speaking of which, you know who I run into yesterday?
Who?
The fellow I had thinking I was going to have to do a wellness check-in. Coach Foy.
Oh. I ran into him at the Governor Workforce Summit as well.
Right. But you know, one of his concerns, pet peeves, or whatever, is that everybody want change, but folks don't want to stand up for the change that they want.
Well,
They're waiting for Jesus to come and change it for them.
Well, you know the old song, this song that says everybody want to go to heaven and nobody want to die, right?
Yeah, well.
You got to die to get there.
Well, we ain't got to die to get these things fixed, but Lordy be, man. They don't make it seem that way. They're afraid.
You know, but that's the same thing I was saying the last week. They don't vex me because no, say got Trump put a truck with music and send it down Christian said or send it down Frederick said tongue, and you're gonna see people for like peas. If you get $1 for everybody down there, you'll go home rich. Okay? But let something happen, you have to stand up for a cause. And you're going to see about maybe 10 people if you're lucky. 4, maybe 3. And that's it. What happened to the rest of the people? Only that little bit of people is bothered by the situation. You understand? So it's just it's ridiculous. My people does vex me, and I'm gonna continue to say that. They don't vex me, cause you don't hear them talking all day amongst themselves, complaining about this, but you're complaining, but you ain't doing nothing about it. So I've reached the consensus that these people, they like the drama. It's like if they don't have none to complain about, their life is boring. Okay? So if you have an issue, whether it be with the Vitran service, whether it be the fixed road service, whether it be the paratransit service, say something. Farmer coalition. Stand up. Fight. You understand? Don't just sit down and play possum. Don't wait for somebody like me to try to lead the charge. You understand? Call me. Get together with me. Build a coalition. There's strength in numbers. But if the powers that be see that only one man blowing the conch shell, guess what happened? Oh, he just making noise over there. Leave it there. They me bothering with he. You understand? We need to come together and fight for better, especially here in St. Croix.
Yes.
The Commissioner Gabriel came on the radio and said he had a press release. Say they getting 6 paratransit buses. Now here the irony of things. Presently, as we speak, there are 6 paratransit buses running on St. Croix. There are 3 now, as we speak, running. Before there were 2 and a couple of little SUVs to try to circumvent what's happening. So they bring another bus online a day or two ago. So now there are 3 buses online, right? But there's 6 buses running right now in St. Thomas. Little St. Thomas. And Big St. Croix only got 3 buses to cover the entire island. Now, I mean, what do you think about that? Then Derek Gabriel gonna come on the radio and say he got 6 buses coming. 3 for St. Croix and 3 for St. Thomas. So, when they bring these 6 buses now, guess what? The paratransit users in St. Croix is still behind the 8 ball. We still underserved because they still ain't got enough buses to run.
Okay, something I would like you to look into,
Uh-huh.
and maybe somebody out there could help us. How many miles of road we have in St. Thomas, and how many miles of road we have on St. Croix? Okay, and I say that we already know the 40 or 30 something square miles versus the 85 square miles.
32 square miles, St. Thomas, 85.
85 for here.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. But if we could find out the ratio for roads,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I think it will be helpful in the push that we're going to put forward, okay? Because when we get Gabriel here, okay, and this is what I would suggest, is that we have our questions already put together and submitted in advance. So when he come to talk to the issues. You see, one of the challenges we have, and this is what I don't like about town halls. Town halls are things that people will come and hijack. One person come and carry on and go into this subject, that subject, the other subject, and at the end of the town hall, you only have like 1, maybe 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't get any answers or any real clarification on a whole lot of things. So, the first thing is, let we get our questions together. Let's especially now since you got so much influence down there in that big house.
Oh, big house.
You say you got an ear, right?
What are you talking
Ear
about?
and everything. Anyhow, but seriously speaking, though, let's do that. Okay, let's do that, and let's get him on here to talk, and that way also. I know he's a busy person. He got a lot going on and so forth and so on. But when he come in here, he coming in here with a mission and an agenda that would be driven by what it is that you want to know about. Okay?
Yeah, but you know,
No, not but you know.
hold on.
We didn't do this before, so I'm just saying.
I know, but you said he's a busy person.
No, don't hang on that.
No. I'm not hanging on that.
Okay, all
I'm
right,
not
go ahead.
hanging on
Go
that.
ahead.
But you could throw me off my game here.
Go ahead.
I'm not hanging on that.
I want to win.
You want to win, you want to lose.
No. I'm
So-
saying we're on a team.
So
We want to win. We're on a team. I want to win.
so
Uh,
he have a lot of work to do. Agreed. But this is why he have his deputy commissioners. So if he can't make it, right? They're paying them monies, good money. I ain't gonna call out the salaries because I've been looking at them. I ain't gonna call out the salaries, but they're paying them good money, right? To be his deputy commissioners. So at least one of them can show up with answers for the public.
Okay, but I have a strategy in why I said what I said. It wasn't about him not showing up. It's about the strategy of the questions. So he's coming prepared.
Right.
That first time you need him. After that he could send deputy.
Yeah, but if he can't,
No, I ain't going there. I'm not going there.
Well, I leave
He could
it
find his
open.
way to the other places. He could find his way here.
I
And we're just talking about him now.
Yeah,
we ain't invite
but
nobody else yet.
Right, I know.
Right.
But I leaving it open because when I was up in the high grass, as you call it, and we were trying to get an audience with them, he and all the deputy them was running, hiding in the bush.
Brother, it's a new day and time for a new strategy. I talking about strategy for here. So let's move forward in that context. What happened in the past, and until we run into it in the future, we're going forge forward. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay. I hear running my mouth. Good morning to everyone. You know, Doug Canton, the sometimes silly, sometimes serious guy here, trying to stay off the soapbox and everything else because Jerry got so much to say. I don't want to be squeezing it out. You know what I'm saying? I have all these people out here. My son Gerald got following out there. You know, I have to watch myself.
I hope you know that.
Except for your sister, she down my side.
Well, she make sure she call me to tell me she listening.
Okay,
She ain't call you and she call me.
all right.
Well, I don't know if I gonna be on today. She ain't ask about you.
That's okay. We don't have our consultation. You say that.
Yeah,
You feel good with that, then you keep that.
you
Alright.
stand there. You know blood thicker than water, right?
I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Just
that.
reminding you.
Long time ago.
Do some.
And I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink no thick water anyhow. I
Do-
want it to be nice.
Do something. Do something and see how the lady of leisure gonna turn in. Gonna turn.
We ain't gonna do nothing. You overstep, she gonna straighten you out. That's all right. Anyhow,
No, she gonna beg pardon for you.
beg pardon for me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's
However,
all-
however it work, I know I have people watching.
That's all she gonna do. Beg pardon for you.
Okay, the village looking out for dog. Okay.
I was in Sonia Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
This guy come. He said, young man, how are you? I said, I'm good. He said, you and dog. He said, oh, I listen to her you on Thursday morning. I said, well, sir.
You better behave yourself, my son.
That's why I said the other day a lady make a comment while I was passing. And my first instinct was to tell her how her mother make her.
Hello.
I
Hello.
I
don't know you even go there. You ain't running for governor, okay? All right?
I said, listen. I said to myself, I said,
I will.
just ignore ignorance. And I just keep it moving.
Hey.
Because I was going to bless her.
Well, Jerry, if they're listening, there's hope. You know, if they're listening, there's hope.
No. The comment the person made,
Oh, okay.
I was going to bless her. And I was like, you know what? I gotta just move on. You know, I ain't gonna let them ruin my day. You know what I mean?
It sounds like by the time you're done, she don't have the whole boat right and everything. Anyhow, folks don't always have something to say and something to think. That's just the reality. You know, and the more you see that you're getting close to that point where you have possibly more years behind you than you have in front of you, you have to be very, very selective about who you let touch you. You know, they could say whatever they want to say, but they can't touch you. Anyhow, it's now 20 minutes before the hour of 9. So I want to just throw in a little thing about some of the stuff here that's on the community calendar. Okay. I see you had sent me the stuff for UVI cell for October. And we'll talk about that. Of course, you know, October and Fireborn and everything else, everybody coming out with their nice sayings and everything else, so forth and so on, right? Mm. Especially down there from the legislature. And I, you know, it just, you see people getting mama guy, people getting comfortable, they're hearing something and it sounds nice. But you look around at what's going on. It ain't nice. Okay? In a minute, you know, they have a jet landing on St. Croix, and when they come here, they gotta come through this dark, restrictive like tunnel to come out to the other side where it's blazing hot, and then they have to go to get the luggage in this room that's dark and depressing and otherwise hotter than when you come through the tunnel. Yeah, I painted a picture, folks. I painted a picture because when you go to St. Thomas, okay, when you go to get your baggage, you're there in a nice big, nice lighted, nobody could get depressed in there because it's nice and lighted like that, okay, air conditioned. And folks, if you don't travel to St. Thomas, which a lot of people don't travel to St. Thomas like that, and when they go, they ain't got baggage to pick up, so they never even reach to see. Now, this is not about comparing islands, no. It's about having a standard and how that standard apply across the board. Because, as I don't hear I singing, all of we is one, okay? Well, all of we does pick up baggage at the airport, so how come one set of comfort ain't there for the other? It's one set of miserable. Right? I call a spade. That whole airport, we need a whole, you know, what's the thing they used to have when they were working on the FedEx waterfront? They had these community meetings. Same thing for the town plan and everything for Christiansted. We need to have something along those lines with a game plan for how the airport for St. Croix going to really rise to the level of being an airport. Now, let me just switch gears, but on a parallel track. I had to go down to tax division this week. And folks, if you don't know it, all of the lieutenant governor's services, pretty much as what I could see, have all moved into, in terms of the Christiansted area, have all moved into the Caribe building right across from Sunny Island. So you go upstairs, you have an elevator, you have stairs. I took the stairs. It's air conditioned, it's nice, it's all the services are there, and firing on all cylinders. Things that used to take longer now, they have a better environment, the resources to do whatever, and snap. I left out thinking I gonna get a notice about a week from now to come and pick up something, and the next day I get a call. And boom. Okay, so I have to say, in terms of the change, it facilitates access, and in terms of its location, and whether you have a disability or you're athletic minded and want to take the stairs, they are ready for you. And I will say that the encounter was a pleasant one. Okay, in that regard. Okay, and let me say this to you. If you reach in there at 4:45 and you have something that requires the cashier, okay, the cashier will hold for you once the particular office say, look, I'm sending somebody to you and they have a transaction. So ain't no 4:45 and cashier shut down. And folks are there to do the work. And in that context, I commend the spirit of what I saw there and the customer service that I received when I was there. Okay, and I'm saying all of this, I ain't on government payroll, right? Okay, and I ain't special assistant to the governor or nothing like that, right? Okay, so it's like, when you do these product reviews, you do your disclaimer up front. Well, I'm doing mine at the tail end. Everybody said, you're looking for something. I ain't looking for a thing other than good service, okay? That was my experience, okay? So, one step at a time. Now, to the extent that I had that experience, it is my fervent hope and wish that in St. Thomas, when they need the same type of services, that they could go into some place that's nice and air-conditioned and good parking, accessibility. That is my wish, that is what they're going to encounter there. So when I talk about the airport and the baggage pickup and the entranceway when it comes off the tarmac, it's not about comparing islands, it's about saying we need to set a standard, okay? When you come in into Christian state, like you come into Sunny Island and you passing there by Wapa, okay? You got some pothole thing that have been there for ages. And people looking to dodge them and looking to create accident in the process. When you come into Christian state after these rains and everything else, it ain't looking good. Folks, you put your best foot forward. Now, don't get me wrong. They have their concerns in St. Thomas. We're not talking about St. Thomas, we're talking about St. Croix. Come back to what Jerry said. If you have a problem and you don't speak up, nothing gonna happen. The squeaky wheel gonna get the grease, or the money, or the resources, or whatever the case may be. But I would highly encourage you that don't just speak up. Get the administrator's email and his assistant email. So when you're sending your concern, it goes to both of them, because the administrator might be there spinning with whatever, all juggling at that time. And the assistant is there to say, administrator, don't forget we got this to look at and so forth and so on. And he could say, okay, well, make this call for me and find out, blah, 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 and make things happen. But complaining on the radio is not the way. You might get people to chime in and everything else, and the signal go up into the air, into space. I know aliens a million years from now going to come here to try and fix pothole. I don't know. But you have to reach out and touch somebody, okay?
I hear a man complaining on the other station. I would laugh into myself. Because this man will never ride the bus like that.
You see, now, yes I know, but I will tell you what, right?
Mm-hmm.
If his complaint was followed up with something official in writing, I don't care whether he ride the bus or not. Then he's a caring constituent that's concerned and took a step to make something happen. And that's the key.
He don't believe.
But it's the point, Gerard. If you say he, you're pointing at he. It could be she, it could be they, it could be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The key is, how do you get people mobilized so that numbers speak on your behalf? Whether it's the fixed bus or paratransit or potholes, whatever the case may be.
Hold a protest with refreshments.
Say again?
Hold a protest with refreshments and music. Hold a protest and let them know you're going to have refreshments and music. People will come.
Okay, let me get a permit for Stanley to come and play.
Oh, God.
Protest. Where is it?
Yes, then you know for sure people coming.
Okay, I think you're onto something, Gerard. Let me start doing the Juve protest.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do get a sponsor to sponsor the protest. Yeah. That's our idea. We gotta look for a sponsor to sponsor the protest, or sponsors to sponsor the protest, and see who come out
Okay.
to get some free libations, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And listen to our Guyana and protest with us.
Okay. All right. Well, while we're at it, I want to remind folks that the St. Croix Amateur Radio Club is having in-person classes going on. Yep, it started September 2nd and is going through October 30th, and it's over by the American Red Cross, right across here from Sunny Isles, and it's from 6 to 8 p.m. And I just want to say that they do not underestimate the power of ham radio, because when they phone them, they're out and they ain't got no cell service, them boys and girls, okay? Let me get that right. Just pull out their mic and put up their antenna and start broadcasting and receiving information. And sometimes that's where your own government end up having to rely on.
Well, as a former citizens band user, I could chime in and say, never underestimate the power of radio.
That's right. So now, if you want more information, you could dial this number here. Yes, take us a quick second and get your pen, pencil, paper. 340-277-3117. And keep in mind, if you're not able to make this particular set of classes, this is not like a one-time thing. So definitely give them a call, 340-277-3117. They also have a website, VI Ham Radio. Yes, that's ham like Thanksgiving ham. Okay, VI Ham Radio. Okay, I didn't say that to turn out the people who don't like the other white people. Okay, VI Ham Radio. Maybe they need to get another one. VI Talking Radio. What you say? VI Stuffing Radio. VI Fish Radio. Something. Anyhow, well, folks, the bottom line is it's a useful skill and a useful tool that has come in to help these Virgin Islands many a time. Okay? And you got this raybess.rb@gmail.com for email, and you got vihamradio.org. .org, not .com, .org. vihamradio.org. All right. Okay. The other day, the legislature, if I'm not mistaken, they entertained folks about the zoning over by Beeston Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody out there know if anything about that project and anything that may have transpired at the legislature? Appreciate your input. 340-773-0390, 773-0490. Okay? Yeah. All right. Anyhow, you see something, those of you who follow us on YouTube and Facebook, you see something past the table there, okay? So, I am so glad that I could come here and line up for food and don't have to get shot. You laughing?
No, I laugh, but then it clicking.
It clicking?
Yeah.
Okay? 2,000 plus people went at a place to tell they have food for them and they get shot. I mean killed. We're talking about who gets shot and was injured. Shot dead. Just going saying, I come for the food you say you got for me. I don't know myself. I don't know what part of that makes sense to somebody else, but that sounds more like premeditated murdering.
Well, to the people that support the president occupant of the White House. It makes sense.
Well, you know, the thing is, as
They have no humanity.
yeah, but see, I don't want to even focus there
No, because
so much.
I know, but I mean, it all comes together.
Yeah,
Because they want to use the area to build fancy homes and skyscrapers, and they want to displace these people, you know, to you know.
well,
And
I can tell you,
that's not.
until we start teaching finance and property investment and stock market investment, uh, communal combining of resources to as an investment, until we start teaching them things in our schools, right?
Mhm.
We are working toward the displacement of people in the Virgin Islands. When you think about that, because if you don't have any sense in these areas, you end up selling property to realize you'll never get the money to buy it back. You'll never be able to afford to continue to live here at some point. And you're going to take your resources and go someplace else and complain that it's cold, complain you got tornado, complain you got flood, because they ain't going to sell you the choice highland. Okay? So I say that in that sense of folks, we got to wake up. They said fire burn. I sorry, but Queen Mary and them that are rolling in the grave, and I want to say I can't understand how many people them acting like Kodomo so. Okay? Pick a Juve and the Juve don't have anything to show for it afterward. Please. We had a fire burn Juve. If you want an example, look at it that way. But anyhow, I'm not talking about literally burning things down. I'm talking about the coming together as a community with a joint purpose other than just entertainment. Entertainment is okay, but you know.
As they just say, Queen Mary, wherever you the one, bottom belly, wherever you the one.
Jerry, I didn't know you could sing like that. My goodness, man. We gotta track you out more often. I tell you.
I hate this man.
All right. Anyhow, so we have the ham radio folks doing their thing.
Oh, I sent you an email too.
And then the one about the
I just sent this one.
oh, okay, I'll check that out.
About the IEP, I think it's supposed to be next week.
Okay. All right.
He said, grow this side.
Okay, good thing, good thing. Okay, anybody went to the conversation there with artists at Fort Frederick, and you know, feel free to tell us a little bit about how that went. Also, we had Cadwell Turnbull was here last week, and he was one of the presenters that presented at the Lit Fest, the Literary Festival and Book Fair. Young man out of St. Thomas, doing great things. He got 5 books out there that he's written, and I have all of them. Okay, yeah, reading is still a thing. Okay.
Oh, how do you say so? Not trying your heart, but you heard somebody pass a thing to rename Olympic Park.
Yeah, I heard about it.
To the TSK.
I heard about it. It's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
It's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
But there's some other aspects of it that exist that haven't been brought to the fore. Because it's not just about renaming.
Mm-hmm.
Their concept of how they only figure and take the statue out and all of these other things. Olympic Park is a nice, cozy spot.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, anytime Stanley them doing something, road then shut down, right?
Yeah.
And that's why true Christians. No,
That's for sure.
For me, Stanley is more synonymous with the road.
Mm-hmm.
Serenade being on the road.
Yeah.
And so, in that context, I think that a significant stretch of road someplace in the context of what they do need to be named after them, number one. But that aside, they need a place that could handle the following. Okay? That could handle the following of Stanley. And it's a nice gesture,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel that it does Stanley them the true justice that they need for what they do. Okay? Now, keep in mind the legislature. Who gonna say we ain't voting for something for Stanley?
True.
Okay? Even if it's in the corner of the studio, they gonna vote for it. Not a man gonna vote against it.
And the vote against it is suicide.
You know, but the thing is, come good in the first place. This thing about naming this and naming that and honoring this person and honoring that person is all well good. But you should do the diligence necessary to make sure that what you're doing is really the best honor you could put forward, the best foot you could put forward. And I'm just saying that for me, Olympic Park ain't got no room for a decent stage. You know, the managing of the park, the opening and closing and all this stuff is things that we need to think about. Speaking of which, I had a conversation this past weekend. Okay, and I'm switching gears here, kind of, because I think I made my point there. I'm glad to have the place named after them as a matter of recognition, but I think that something more capable of handling the type of following that Stanley will always get when they show up in the place. Okay, yeah. But anyhow, I want to know what good is a park? What good is a playground if come 5 o'clock it locked down? Okay? One day I came up to Canadian Ballpark,
Mm-hmm.
and the gate to go in the ballpark was locked. It was like 6 o'clock in the evening. Now I know for a fact many parents go up there, take the children, let them run up and down, swing, slide out, whatever, and take them home and just they eat the porridge or whatever they're going to eat and they go to sleep. You know?
Yeah, I should take my kids there.
Yeah. All right.
They're,
Exactly. So why? And this all started with the former commissioner. Okay? And it's like these people come in here and turn everything upside down. No. Kramer Park. Okay? I know we're going to the ad say Kramer Park. You drive up Kramer Park 8 o'clock in the evening and Kramer Park gate post shut. You can't even go in there and take a late base dump, you know. What sense that make?
hey.
What sense that make? That's just like in COVID time. When they tell us we couldn't go to the beach past 5 o'clock, but you drive through town and every man down there partying on the boardwalk and everything. And I mean, like, we on the beach spreading COVID or
Okay.
anyhow, it's that time.
It's that time.
I don't want the marshal to.
It's that time. The marshal is here. It's time to feed the station. We gotta pay our bills. You know, we gotta, you know,
Big up the folks.
big up the people and keep the mics on, keep the lights on.
Okay.
We'll be back after these messages.
When we're not talking, you'll hear all your favorite songs, including clips of jazz, love songs, gospel, and those country legends. Giving you more music variety. This is AM 970 WSTX.
Have you been to
They
the
fix up the
new
park in Frederick said.
Well,
Like 5 o'clock, the thing locked down. Probably 6. But I'm just saying, nobody's supposed to come out of their house, between 6 and 9 o'clock and go in the park.
I didn't say no, they had a gate on it now.
Yeah. Gerard, my inclination go up there with a set of bowl cutters and cut the damn thing.
Because before you could go in there anytime.
Anytime. I mean, if you really want to, you could get in the place. Thing like it could stop you. They sending police to stop you from playing basketball. I mean, the children out there doing something constructive, they go send police to take them out the basketball court.
Before he had a gate there to close them out.
You have a little kid across the road here.
Yeah, the little gate.
That got a chain on it, no one lock.
But that was always open.
They have a chain and a lock.
But you hear that was always open?
You ain't gotta tell me, I know. They get around, they even fix the hole in the fence so you can't come into the hole in the fence.
Yeah, they can't fix the holes in the road.
Stop our children from having healthy
Stop the
exercise.
children, but keep our cars totally just.
I would finish work and I would carry the kids down there in the afternoon. And the merry-go-round and then the swings and thing and the slider and thing and they're going crazy. By the time they're done, they're sweaty, they're tired, they carry them home,
Bathe them,
feed them, and they're gone to bed.
Yeah, but now you have to only go in the evening when it's cooler because it's so damn hot. You're going to burn your ass on any of the equipment. And it's so blazing hot, my God. They'll get a heat stroke out there now.
But people walk in, they ain't got time to go
You know what I
between
mean?
8 and 5.
Yes. How we going to go to the park when they're in school? Well, they're supposed to be in school till 2 or so, which that doesn't happen anymore. And then the parents are working till 5 or so, and you know what I mean? Blood.
It don't make sense. It's counterintuitive.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Counterintuitive.
Everything's backwards ass and broken.
National Park ain't got no gate. You will go on this and the place all you want to. They could close it for it. That's understandable. You know? You could go on the grass anytime you want.
Check that out. You remember the guy on the bike?
Yeah.
He was at the thing yesterday. Don Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he have a bike and he has a Honda Pilot. And the Honda Pilot have a you see like what Cassandra had in her car?
Yeah.
But his own is on the right side and has a motorcycle thing for the gas.
Okay.
I mean, real cool. I was in the Jeep yesterday. I think that might be it there.
No, the one you were showing me before was a Jeep. You were sitting in it.
Yeah, okay. Now what's this one?
Yeah, that one is where he outside talking and the door for the Jeep there open behind you.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
And which one is that?
Yeah, that's the one where you're sitting inside there.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Anyhow, Arthur, I see Gerard here sitting down in the driver's seat with the cane tapping on the ground like that's how you're going down the road, so watch out. Anyhow.
Yeah.
We had a little conversation going there and it got kind of hot. Literally hot. Okay? So hot we had to bring it back to the public. Usually, these hot things don't come to the public. But the other day, folks, I was up north. And when I came down here, it was apparent to me that it is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. I ain't talking about dancing or any other thing you may be feeling hot about. I'm talking about it burning up. Okay? So we were just talking about the past. So, Gerard, we are already planning to invite the Commissioner of Public Works.
Yep.
Let's also plan to invite the Commissioner for Sports Parks and Rec.
The new commissioner.
Yeah, the new commissioner. Of course. The commissioner. Okay? And I want to know what the rationale was about the parks. Now, I give them kudos for all the development and all the refurbishing and all the fixing up and everything else. Boom, 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 boom. But if you're going to set up down there at what do you call it down there in Wim, the ballpark down there, the name just challenge I have. I just had it on my mind here and just saw it gone from me. But anyhow, Renhold Jackson Park.
Jackson.
Imagine that 5 o'clock children come home, diligent, get the homework done, or before they do homework, they want, and they go down there and the place locked down. They can't get in through some ball and knock some ball. Imagine that, okay? So, it ain't a Christian said thing in your face. It's an everywhere thing. So now, on average, people have things to do between 8 and 5. They ain't going hanging out at the park. So after 5, you take a time just like you used to do and take your children to the park. Run them up and down, take them home, feed them, bathe them, and put them in the bed and everything gone like that, ready for the next day. Boom. But the reality now is that it is so damn hard that even if you had the opportunity to come during the day, which would have to be usually between 2:30, 3 o'clock and 5, let's say. If you had to come during the day, for that short period of time, the sun had to blaze hot. What is the point of having things for our youth and then systematically depriving them of access? Again, another example. VINGN gave out these computers to set up libraries, schools, community centers, so forth and so on. When you go around to a lot of these community centers and they're locked down, okay, got all kind of nice bars and windows and they're locked down.
Them computer outdated now.
Well, no, I understand that, but for purposes of discussion, the thinking, the strategy, for us to never have put in place a mechanism by which those computers were going to be available to the public defeated the whole purpose.
I agree.
So now we're doing the same thing now with the parks. Now, I have driven down East End, go down to Point Udall, take some nighttime pictures or whatever the case may be, of the stars on those nights when you could see the whole constellation up there. And you come back down Kramer Park, if you want to, you come down there with your little boombox or whatever, listen to some music, watch the moon on the water, see Buck Island in the distance or whatever, just chill out. No, we got a big gate, you can't go down there. And the place is basically secure.
Careful, they might put a gate and going up to Point also.
You know? Okay? Now, maybe I should have mentioned Point Udall. Point Udall, oh my goodness.
Careful, man.
Yeah, so I'm saying that somehow something ain't matching. I want to know what criminal activity he had at Kramer Park, what criminal activity he had at Canigata Ballpark, what criminal activity it have done at the park in Frederickston. Okay, this is what, like the china, you put a china inside the closet and the cabinet with the glass so you can see the china but you can't touch it.
You need to turn those are in the China shop.
No, I don't want that. I ain't want it myself. But I'm just saying that something ain't quite right with the thinking. You gotta get it changed. It ain't making sense. It ain't not taking us where we want to go.
Well, brother man, I don't know, sir. I'm at a loss for words with that one because, you know, I probably, if I was driving like before, I'd probably realize that this is what's happening. Because these are places I used to frequently go to back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm not driving anymore, I don't go there anymore because of transportation constraints. You know,
Transportation and reproduction constraints.
reproduction.
You got food for shoes to take to the park now?
I could take myself.
Okay, all right. Okay, touche. You could take yourself. Okay.
I could take myself, go and sit down. You know, they had a concrete table and so. I would sit down, you know, carry a Bluetooth speaker, play some music,
Amen.
you know, relax. You know what I mean?
You know,
You don't have to
folks,
take kids there, but it could be a relaxing
if we keep
place.
up at this rate, as Jared said, you're going to get a fence there. You can't go up to the point you down after certain hours. Okay?
Wake up and make
And,
some
and
noise.
then the next thing you know, they're gonna put up a fence along the beach there in Lagoon, so you can't go
To the bay.
to Little Bay,
You can't go to the bay. So
and then they'll fence off the beach because you got places you can sit down and little cabana there to protect you from the moonlight or whatever the case may be, but you might mash it up or something. So
they're gonna change it out soon. Yeah.
you know.
That's what we coming to.
What we coming to? I mean, I say that because sometimes you look at the rationale for these things and it's like asinine.
Yep.
You know? And we have this tendency to go down the line and thinking when the internet was being introduced to government, there are people making an argument that if you put access to the internet in government office, no work won't get done.
No, they can't do without it. You ever see more?
Oh Lordy Lee.
But anywho, I want to get the page a little bit. Go flip it back, but
Okay, well we flip it from that folks. Jared got the floor.
I want to flip the page a little bit. Well, yeah, no, I into assistive technology. If you don't know, that's what I do. Assistive
The
technology.
legal kind. Okay, you got them there trying out. They were assisting themselves too, right?
I ain't talking about the one that I walk with that will piss like wow. That's assistive technology too, but I don't implement that too often. You know. Anyway, folks, before I continue, the number to call is 773-0390, 773-0490, and of course, you know, the area code is 340. So now, assistive technology. I work for VIU said. VIU said is the person that distributes the phones for the deafblind community under a program called the I Can Connect program, which is better known as the Deafblind Equipment Distribution Program. You can visit icanconnect.org to learn more about the program. If you have you or a family member or a friend have considerable hearing and vision loss, the I Can Connect program is for you. Once you meet the income guidelines, which is easy to meet, you can sign up and get a free iPhone, iPad, or computer to facilitate distance learning, not learning, but distance communication. So now, we also at VIU said, we have what we call our DME closet, which is durable medical equipment. We loan you a cane, a wheelchair, or a walker for 30 days or more, if in case you need it, until your insurance kick in, so that it ease you into whatever, whether it be a temporary disability or permanent disability. You will have access to resources to assist you on your journey. And the number to call to get to both of those programs is 773 not zero. Sorry, I gave you the number.
WSTX.
I gave you the number for WSTX.
Soon you're going to see him camp out in here.
Scratch that. It's 340-692-4267 or 340-692-4266. You can call those numbers to inquire about the program. No. I met an interesting character. Talk about accessibility. His name is Mr. Don Peters. He is a guy in a wheelchair. He uses a wheelchair and he rides a motorcycle. Okay? He not only rides a motorcycle, but he has a Honda Pilot that has the equipment in there that enables him to drive this thing. So I met him on Tuesday at the Governor Workforce Summit. He spoke in his segment for vocational rehab. I think he either he installs them here on island or he gets them somehow. But it was so amazing to see how he configured the motorcycle. So he have these quick release things where he can take the wheels off of the wheelchair and stick it on the side of the motorcycle, and he has a carriage in the back to stick the actual wheelchair in on the motorcycle. So he can ride the motorcycle to go where he's going. And then in the Honda Pilot, he has the mechanism that has like the throttle, like a motorcycle, for gas, where you turn for gas and push down for brake. You know, I was like, wow. I said, I never seen anything like that. I was amazed at the equipment and how he has it set up in the vehicle. And how he has it set up for for him to ride his bike. And you know, first thing I say, you know, necessity is the mother of invention. You know, I looked at it. He spoke about how he reinforced where he can put the quick release stuff in his wheelchair. You know, wheels and stuff like that. And I was inspecting it, and I was like, amazing. I was amazed at how he had the foresight to set up his bike that way and to set up his car the way it is. You know. So if you're in a wheelchair and you may want to have your own car, you know, maybe this guy can help you out to set up your car so you can drive.
Yes, as an inspiration as well as to say that sometimes our limitations are the ones that we place on ourselves, not that we necessarily have.
Yeah, because I mean, this guy, I mean, he's something else. Yeah, he's something else. He's a good guy though. Good, really good guy. I mean, he's an amazing character. You know, real amazing. How he display the stuff and show you how he does everything. It was really amazing for me as someone who's visually impaired to encounter and experience that person. You know, so yeah.
Okay.
I'm at a loss for words.
Well, you know, Jerry, this. You might be at a loss for words, but the key thing is that folks know, just by your description here, folks know that we have to stop thinking in terms of limitations.
Right.
So many conversations I get into, people telling me why this can't work and that can't work and everything else, and I'm saying, you realize that you've basically been trained into how not to get anything done. Yeah, and train and indoctrination because it's something that we have to think about. For instance, when you have a child, to tell them there's no such thing as can't. And if there is such a thing as a bad word, can't is a bad word. Okay? How can we accomplish what we want to accomplish if this avenue in particular is cut off? What other way can we go about getting it done? Okay. Call on line one.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning,
Yes.
Jerry.
Yo.
Yeah, I heard you were misbehaving this morning, so I had to call and say,
Oh,
yes.
Tammy, I did not snitch.
I got to tell them to save that caller ID. To block that number.
Also, I was glad I'm hearing you talk about Don Peters, you know? Because I was amazed too. You know, I worked you know, I work for disabilities and rehab for over 30 years. And, you know, I've seen a lot of things, but I never saw a vehicle adapted the way Don Peter has it. I was amazed.
Yeah, I was really amazed and impressed by the way how he did it, especially the way how he set up the motorcycle.
Exactly, because I've seen videos of adapted vehicles. I also saw the one that your friend, what's her name, Cassandra had. She had an adapted vehicle.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything the likes of what Don Peter showed us. I was so happy I was there to see it.
Yeah, I mean, he has the knob on the steering wheel where you can hold it and turn the wheel with one hand, and you got the motorcycle type, you know, accelerator. And I'm like, this is impressive. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
And you know, a lot of times, you know, working with disabilities and rehab, one of the things I like about working there, you know, I'm retired now, but you got to see so many people that despite the challenges, they find things to do to be productive in society. All they need is a chance.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I like about the program that I work with. It gives people opportunities for training and employment and make them, you know, give them some way of achieving independence in their lives or contributing to society. You know, I'm glad that it's not back in the day where they just used to lock away persons with disabilities, because having a disability doesn't mean that you can't do anything.
Right.
I like to see people like you and Don Peter and even Carmen, who passed away. Remember, she was a teacher?
Yeah.
You know, I remember I was the one who set up her computer. You know, the blind computer.
Yeah.
With George. And there was Mr. Now I can't remember his name. But we actually went to her house and set up her computer.
That's the guy that was my neighbor?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either, but I remember it. I remember. As you know, I created my own opportunity. You know, because I learned, you know, how to maneuver with the voiceover on the iOS devices, and now I'm an instructor at VIU set. You know? So, yeah, I created my own opportunity. So, you know, that's why I have a job training other people, you know, how to use their iOS devices and the Android devices.
Yeah, I remember when you first started, you know, when your site started going, I taught you what I knew about assistive technology, and you took it further Now you're way above me. Well, when I was from back then, so I just have to say, publicly, I say it all the time how proud I am of you. Because I've seen a lot of people who've lost their vision and they don't do anything with their lives because, they just feel it's a limitation. It is a limitation, but you can, like you say, if life serves you lemon, you make lemonade. And if it's sweet enough, you'll enjoy it. And you can't make it sweet enough if you keep trying and doing things and learning.
Yeah,
There's so much out there,
right.
that you could learn to do that would make your life fulfilling.
Yeah. Because I've even even the Amazon Fire Stick. I've trained people how to use that. Blind people how to use that. I went to the house, set it up, and had them going, and they were like, amazed that they can use this device even while being blind, and have the audio description playing, the movies and stuff like that. So it's a way of enhancing their own lives, and they appreciate it. They appreciate stuff like that. You know what I mean? Accessibility is the key when you have a disability. Like I was telling someone the other day, even though you have if you have a physical disability, the iPhone can be catered to you as well. They have the one-handed mode. Some people may have a stroke, and they may lose the use of the left side or lose the use of the right side. So the phone can be catered to whether it be right-sided or left-sided hand. So that you can still be able to use your phone one-handedly, without any issues. So there's a lot of ways that accessibility can assist someone with any type of disability. The iPhone even have the TTY set up for the hearing impaired, where they can.
That I didn't know. That is awesome.
Yeah, listen, this is a one-stop shop. Okay, that's why it costs so much, but I mean, everything is in there for whatever you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen communication devices when I did assistive technology. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you ever heard of the Liberator.
Yeah.
That's something that would help persons that were that didn't have use of their hands or their legs, and some of them would even, if they would put a stick, in their mouth,
Yeah.
to be able to use this communication device,
Uh-huh.
and they would type, they would go on the internet, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure now with the iPhone, it's even easier because they could have it mounted and do what they need to do.
Yeah, they can you can do a lot of things with the iPhone. You could even, you see the stuff like that, what you saying there? With the AirPods, you can do make the AirPods answer the phone with your head, hang up the phone, different gestures, without even touching the phone, and you could put on voice command and have the phone do so much things without even touching the phone. So yeah.
The first thing that really impressed me when I was taking assistive technology, they showed us a video of this gentleman who was designing web pages.
Uh-huh.
And the man, he didn't have use of his hands or his legs. He used voice commands to do everything, all the code and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And, that taught me that, a person with a disability, there's really nothing they can't do. They're limited more by their thinking and also the thinking of the community and sometimes their families. Because sometimes we have students who have families that they don't want them to go to school. do certain things because they think something might happen to them, but not realizing that you're hampering their learning and you're not going to be around forever. They need to give them, have them avail of the opportunities to learn and, to work and to do things for themselves.
Right. Well, you know what I say, right? I live my best blind life. And
I know.
and I would try.
I see that, and I admire you.
And I would try.
Anybody else who does that.
I would try anything once. If I try it and I get it, fine. I do it all the time. If it doesn't work, well, I'd say, well, okay, well, I guess that's a bust. But I try anything once, and because life is made to live.
That's right.
Whether you have sight or not.
Or whether you have another disability or not.
Right. So, and like I tell people, I said, not every disability is visual. So you could watch somebody and can't tell they have a disability.
That's true.
Because if you just saw me sitting there, you will never know I'm blind.
No, because sometimes you look like you're looking at the person. So I've known that from being around you at restaurants, etc. You seem like you're looking at the person, so they don't know you're blind unless you tell them.
That's right. Yeah, because one day I was standing outside my job, and someone went and told the people across the street by Spicy Grill, "Oh, that man just standing up outside there looking at me." They say he can't see you,
That's why people think you could see.
What happened? Because I move normal? I am still normal.
Because you don't move like a person. See, I think that's also a limitation in thinking. We have a concept of how a blind person is supposed to move based on what we've seen in the past.
Ray Charles.
But you kind of break the mold.
Ray Charles?
Huh?
Somebody say Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Stereotype.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, no, I move different to he. I move the way I always move. Like people that say, but you never mismatching. You always got the right colors. I was like, yeah, and what am I supposed to do?
I heard a conversation yesterday where they were talking about, Vitran and going up to the book club meeting.
Yes.
And how they have to stay there so long and, they're hungry and all this kind of stuff. And I thought about you. I said, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking to myself, Gerard would never just sit there hungry. He'd walk up the street and get something to eat.
Of course. I would go across the street to the Bombay Club. I would go down on the boardwalk, find something to eat. Once you're comfortable with your limitations, that's what will happen. And those guys are comfortable with the limitations. They don't try nothing new. They don't try to uplift themselves. If you see how they go there, they just sit there, and they don't acclimate themselves to the area. You see, over at that meeting, I know everywhere around there. I will go to the service station and get a snack. I will go around the corner to the Chinese food place and buy food. And they'll be like, where you get that from? I said, from the Chinese food restaurant. They're like, so somebody said, I believe you could see, I said, no, I just know where everything is. Listen, once you limit yourself, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Okay? That's your problem. But, one of the things I always say is we are limited here with resources. One of the things we need to have, especially on St. Croix, is the orientation and mobility specialist. They have one here that came down from the States. I met her. I have her phone number in my phone. But her problem is she cannot get a license through DLCA. They don't know what type of license to give her.
Wow.
So I put her in touch with the territorial ADA coordinator. He doesn't even know what to tell her. And I'm like...
What about something like, well, it wouldn't be like something like occupational therapy or something like that?
No, I would say she just needs to get a license as a consultant, and in the description of what the business that she's in as a consultant would carry that information. Okay? Because as a being realistic, they cannot come up with a license description for everything.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So really, once again, we kind of place ourselves in a situation where we have boxed ourselves in by a system we set up. And the fact of the matter is, a consultant is someone who's an expert in a particular field that other people go to for help, right?
Right.
And what she does would fall within that realm. And then the description of the services rendered comes along with that.
Okay.
You follow? So please, tell them to go out and take...
No, what I can do is I can forward you her number. And I can tell her to expect a call from you at some point.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So you can explain that to her.
Well, first verify that she didn't get through, okay?
No, she ain't get
She
through
didn't
it.
get through. Okay.
Yeah, I know for a fact she ain't get through
The-
it. I was working on it for about 6 to 8 months trying to get her, but she's like, she needs to get a license so she can be insured and stuff like that,
Yeah,
So-
I mean, if the bottom line is that the licensing process could not envision every potential occupation to make a license for it if it doesn't fit under a particular thing. Okay?
Cause you know what she's doing now? Landscaping.
Wow.
Well, again.
Yeah, but she ended up doing that. But her passion is orientation and mobility. So I would like to get her, set up where she can do that, because there are people here that needs the orientation and mobility training.
Right. The fact of the matter is, and say it again, the licensing system is flexible and inflexible. Based on a human being that's trying to interpret it. Okay? We have to figure out how to get things done, not how to tell ourselves we can't.
Well, that's the thing. I've been trying to get her, work with her through Independent Living St. Thomas, and they couldn't help her.
Okay.
I tried the ADA coordinator. I tried even from my office. We tried to do something. We couldn't get it done, and I was like, man. So
But the ADA coordinator, he should have been able to get that done.
No.
Hello.
I beg to differ. I come to his defense. Okay, that is not the way to look at it. It would seem like that person would be, but what I told you about the consultant approach is common sense, which is not necessarily so common because different people, based on their experiences, have insight.
But Bob, what I'm trying to say is that the ADA coordinator, he could be knowledgeable about what this lady does and maybe be more of a facilitator in trying to help her to get this license.
Well, no. I'm into videography and video editing and everything else, and I just feel like such a infant, a toddler, or whatever when I see what other people doing and what I can learn from them. That raises my standard. And this is the challenge. So when you get in a position to have a title like that, it's dangerous,
Yeah.
Everybody expects you.
I will give you a call and tell you what I think about that. And the ears, I guess.
Oh, Lord, indeed. Okay.
No.
You're biased.
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm not. You know,
Okay, but anyhow,
I go.
the focus is on how do we achieve as opposed to what's blocking us. Once we know what the impediments or obstacles are, the next step is how to dismantle, get around, go under, above, whatever the case may be. And that's the key. Now, in this day and age, we used to teach children to memorize things. We in a world now with this global access and access to all these different resources in that phone, in that computer, or whatever, that a child who is limited by memorization never learns how to find answers, find information. That you have just created a human being that has a disability, in this case, an intellectual disability by way of how they were conditioned. Okay? And I am saying that now we have to realize we're in a transition.
Brother man, they come out of the womb with an iPhone in their hand.
You thief in my land. The parents ain't that good. They with the iPhone, but when they come out, they hand them the right by the ear like you're ready for the cell phone.
They come out of the womb with an iPhone. Serious. You know?
Well, guys, just like to say, listen to the show all the time, and y'all do an awesome job. I really love listening to y'all. And Doug, you know, I always have your back. I always tell Gerard to be here.
Okay, good thing.
Have a good day.
I got this on you. I got this on you.
Don't pay no attention to you, okay? He disown you for 5 minutes, and next thing you know, he call you, sis, I miss you so, you know. How come you call me, you know?
I mean, he can be kind of coarse at times, but he's a lovable guy. You know that.
When he gets coarse, okay, the active phrase is take the high road.
Yes.
That don't work out the air, though.
Well, that's okay. It is a start. Okay, it is a start.
That don't work out the air.
I like your random acts of kindness.
Okay.
What, you don't like my random act?
No, because a random act could be shooting up the place or something like that.
That's a random act.
Okay, all right.
He shows that it's a good thing. It's not something bad.
That's a random act.
All right, dear.
Okay. Thank you for your call, your input, your insight, and enjoy your broad freedom.
I will. I am.
All right. Good thing. All right.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
And I want to remind the public that next week Wednesday, what's next week Wednesday? The Wednesday,
The date?
the date I think is the 8th, is it?
Or
the ninth?
The 8th.
The 8th.
Yeah.
The 8th, Wednesday the 8th is book club with Nina Garcia at the Florence Williams Library. They meet at 10 a.m. to discuss the book from the previous month before. You can join the book club even though you're not visually impaired. You can give Nina a call at the Florence Williams Library. I can't remember the number there. But if you look it up, you'll get it. You call her, she's at the circulation desk, and she can hook you up, you know, or you can just come by on that day and see how we talk about the book and make your decision whether or not you want to join the book club. So the second Wednesday of every month is book club with Nina Garcia at the Florence Williams Library. So if you want to join, if you're an avid reader, you want to get into something, you know, like that, there it is. Just call Nina at the Florence Williams Library or come by on Wednesday the 8th at 10 a.m. to join in on the fun.
All right, fantastic. And of course, we have White Cane Day coming up also, just as I mentioned here, as we're getting close to the 10-minute 2 time. Okay. Okay, in October. Now, I saw this sign. Okay, we have an unknown caller here. Let's see what guidance we're going to be given here with that one. But anyhow, VI Waste Management transitions to standardized trash cart. No more any little piece of thing throw outside your gate for them to pick up. Okay, we got a call on line 2, and so I'll come to line 2 as I finish this, okay? And they have a little flyer that they have out there with this announcement. And you're urged to switch to the 64-gallon standardized trash carts that meet the VI Waste Management Authority safety guidelines. Not only that, but maybe in limited cases, you're going to start seeing the trash trucks where they come up and the mechanical device come out, take the trash can, lift it up, dump it in, put it back down, disengage it, and they go on to the next one. Okay? This is what's coming, folks. But even so, it makes it easier because these 64-gallon have wheels on them, so the gentlemen who are out there working on that trash truck diligently can get your trash thing over to the back of that vehicle without having to lift this and all this other stuff going on. Okay? Walk with them. Walk with them. This is better for the house-to-house collection. It helps them and you. So per household, you could have 2 of those per household. All right, so if you got 2 residences on there, you could have up to 4. Meaning if you don't produce that much trash, then maybe if it's time to look into starting a business and recycling. Okay? All right, good thing. So if you want more information, you can always call the VI Waste Management at 340-712-4959. All right, and you can also reach them on Facebook, all right, or at their website. Good morning, WSTX.
Mr. Clinton.
Yes, sir.
This is Mrs. Encarnacion. It was supposed to get back to my husband about
Oh, yes.
And I'm waiting for the longest one.
Okay, well, you know what? I have the right person here right now.
Yes.
A guy named Jared Evelyn is here with me and on the radio show. You familiar with him?
No.
Okay, well, I'm so glad you called because now he hearing your voice, and he looked to pull out this thing. He don't even use a leather strap. He don't use thing that'll leave marks or something. Okay? So now that you call and he hear this, okay, he telling me already if I don't give him this number so he could get in touch with you, he coming after me with that device.
What you putting me into, dog?
I listen to you every week,
Okay.
Up to now, but the thing is here waiting for you to pick up right now.
Okay. Just a second here.
Okay.
I'm looking for this.
So when you gonna pass?
Okay.
Miss Encarnacion,
Yeah.
if you're looking for me,
Yeah.
you could dial this number, 340.
What?
Dial this number, 340
340
692
692
4266.
4266.
Yeah, 4266.
Yeah.
So that's the number you can reach me. If you call it and I'm not there, the voicemail will pick up. And you just leave a message. You're going to my email, and I'll get to you as soon as I get the email.
Okay. And I got the number that end with 416. Your number end with 416, Miss Encarnacion?
Is my number?
Yeah. Your number end with the numbers 416?
416?
Yeah.
No.
773-0416?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we got you. We got you. So you're gonna get a car.
All right. I want you to get rid of this thing that I got so long.
Yeah, well,
Otherwise, I'm going to end up giving it to somebody.
no, well, we're going to give it to somebody who going to give it to somebody and take care of it. Okay? So that's good. Thanks for calling and reminding me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then. You have a great day.
Okay.
You too.
All right, then. All right. Okay. Yes, folks. You see how it is? You get busy and whatever, and you do what you have to do. She called me up and put me on the spot. Okay? And I love her for that. Miss Encarnacion, I love her. No. I ain't even
My assistive technology.
No, I ain't even going there. Bro. Don't even try it. Okay, I am so glad. Like I tell you, I love her for it. Okay, because this is the kind of persistence we need. We're all human beings, and you got things going on. And if you drop the ball and somebody remind you, you drop a ball and you pick it up and you run with it again. You know, that's what you do. So, folks, this is how it is. And just like folks out there setting out to do something, I tell these young people all the time, look, you could fall down, you know, but I mean, you could also get up. Right? You got to, that's part of it. You look at these successful people in any area, and every one of them could tell you their stories of failure, falling short, falling down, whatever. Because nobody will just jump up and be successful.
Right.
That's not the norm. The norm is that you have to work at it. And sometimes you're less successful, more successful, but anyhow. So,
That's why I tell people. People think you can just pick up a phone, being visually impaired and just, you can just start walking for you. No, you gotta work at
you
it.
gotta work at it. You
You
gotta
gotta
work
learn them gestures, and once you learn it, you become like second nature. And you could, after you learn that, you could do anything. Yeah, some people say, but the AI, I say, no, forget the AI. You need to learn to do that manually. Because the AI can only carry you so far.
Okay. Now I have thank you again, Ms. Encarnacion. Okay. I have a flyer here that I was looking at on Facebook, and it just inspired me. It says construction trades education simplified. They have 3D and virtual reality simulation training to prepare students for future careers. Now imagine if you have 50 students that are interested in doing construction, but you have a shortage of on-site situations where they can go to as interns, or you have none. Well, the bottom line is with virtual reality type goggles and whatever, so forth and so on, you can actually learn steps that when you get the chance to do hands-on, you're ready to learn and improve on what you learned from the virtual reality training. And this is something that we need to look at in terms of our vocation technical training that's going on here. Now, we know that today when you build a house, okay, usually the person who designed that house ran it through what they call CAD, computer assisted design. Computer assisted design needs to be taught in the schools. We got all this construction going on. How are we going to get people who's going to be knowledgeable in CAD, who might want to go further and study it and work with corporations and build skyscrapers and bridges and so forth and so on, or build a house here in the Virgin Islands, okay? Or the new multifaceted government center that we're going to have here on St. Croix, you know? So I thought I just wanted to pass it on, but it's get.interplaylearning.com. Interplaylearning.com. So check that out. So the title there was Grow Your CTE Program with Interplay. Okay, so now there are companies and they're trying to hawk something, that's fine. But that's not what we care about. We care about, is it something that would work for us? Okay?
Probably.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Yeah.
Better than
It's
nothing.
Don't forget to check that email.
Okay? Okay, so yeah, I gotta do that quick because time is flying here. I'm just trying to go right down the line here. Yeah, it is that time. It is that time.
Yeah, it's that time.
Yeah, so let me jump over here to the email and see what this non-disgusting person called Jared Evelyn sent to me.
Stop sending your thing.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. So now, we have a flyer here for the IEP.
Yeah.
Okay. And folks, if you have a person in the house, a child with a disability that's in school, the IEP is a very important thing. On the 6th of October, they have a parent session, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And this is where again? VIU said office, right there in Golden Grove. If you know a Spicy Grill, it's a little side road. If you need to go and get your car registered, it's right there as you're turning on a road from Queen Mary to go down there. Anyhow, with that, the marshal is in here, ready to serve the warrant on us and do everything. So with that, I want to say, folks, love's in need of love every day. Share the love. And do a random act of kindness. If you're feeling kind of bored, do some premeditated ones. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about the FBI, CIA, and other law enforcement. They ain't coming for you. They'll give you a community award. Do some random acts of kindness.
And if you feel like Jerry, just do a random act.
Okay? So your sister can get in case. Yes. All right. Good thing. Until next time, folks.
Peace out.
AM 970 WSTX.
Okay.
Continuous music variety.
Oh boy. Okay. It's going to be an online use. This man has called so many times today. And Josh just told me something else that the police told him, that I can now, because it's continuing, that I can now file a restraining order with the police, and then with that restraining order via